Hey guys, it is me, Lee, with MicrowavedMoney.com, coming at you with a new video in 30 videos in 30 days for the come up entrepreneur. I'm just kidding. That was so corny, but it is what it is. Thank you so much for joining me for another video in this series of videos about entrepreneurship and copywriting. These videos are for you to get more familiar with me, more familiar with the course Right Plan, Quick Launch, and for you to get more familiar with MicrowaveMoney.com and what we do over there. In these last couple of days, I have talked about a lot of things, one of them being dream killers, and today this is about sometimes our number one dream killer, ourselves. What are you telling yourself that is actually killing your dreams? And this term is kind of identified as internal objections. And if you're not very familiar with sales or law, then you might be unfamiliar with the idea of objections. But objections are just those barriers to yes, barriers to success, things that hold people back or prevent them from committing to a purchase or whatever the case may be. So this video is kind of like identifying internal objections. Sometimes we look around and we have a lot of excuses as to why our lives are not where we want them to be, why we haven't started our business, why our business is not as successful as we want it to be, because it's easier to blame everybody else, but who might actually be the source of those objections? And internal objections can come from a lot of different places, like insecurities. I'm going to be forthcoming in this moment and let you know that I have a lot of insecurities when it comes to speaking in front of people. I have a concern about my facial expressions, so if I seem a little weird, these smiles, I am looking at myself in the screen. I also have a insecurity about my voice. I've always had a pretty deep voice for a woman. When I was growing up, my older siblings used to be like, why you talk like this? And I didn't talk like that, but my voice has always been kind of deep for that of a female. So, that kind of prevented me growing up from being more outspoken. I've always had opinions. I've always had ideas. I've always been excited about information. But because of some of my insecurities, I didn't always put myself in a position to share my information or share my personality with people who could benefit from it. One of the internal objections to me putting these videos out was, I'm not really into this whole exhibitionist behavior that is kind of implicit in the idea of YouTube talking to a camera when you don't even really know who's out there watching. But I had to overcome that fear, that internal objection that kind of prevented me from probably doing this many years ago. And I know I'm not alone. I have friends who have, kind of hindered themselves because of insecurities that have lived with them for a lot of their lives. And it's really difficult doing something different. You can say, oh, I'm not gonna try this because that's not how I was raised. Well, maybe you were raised a particular way because the person who raised you was raised a particular way, and that person was raised a particular way, and those people were raised a particular way, and there's no real genesis. No one knows the genesis of why you were raised to believe the things that you believe, but you accept that because that's just how it's always been. At some point in your life, you will, and I'm saying this with authority, at some point in your life, you're going to have to say that what you have, or let me correct myself, if you want more than you have, you're going to have to say at some point, what you want is more important than being comfortable with what you have. You're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone. You're going to have to do some things that, you don't necessarily want to do, just so that you can have something that you've never had before, something that you've always dreamed about having, and something that you can have with effort and energy. So with that, what are your internal objections? What is preventing you? What is actually preventing you from starting your business? Or what's preventing you from being more successful in your business? I know a lot of people are averse to actually copywriting because they don't feel like they have the equipment. They don't feel like they have the vocabulary to actually, communicate in writing. And that's simply a really bad internal objection, because if you can speak, you can write. If you can get somebody to do something that you want them to do in person, you can write something down and get someone to do something that you want them to do, or you can write something down and connect with that person, or have them connect directly with you. It's well within your ability to actually do those things. Are you afraid of putting your face out in front of people? Are you insecure about how you look? Are you insecure about how you sound? Like I said, I have insecurities about my voice. Sometimes I also have insecurities about how I pronounce certain things. I have an extensive vocabulary, but sometimes when it comes out, I stumble, like when I was about to say exhibitionist, but I got through it and I didn't remove this from the video. So what are some things that you are telling yourself about your abilities to actually be successful in your business or start your business that you might need to identify and explore the source of that internal objection? With that, I'm again going to extend the invitation to you to go ahead and find out more about Write Plan Quick Launch, a beginner's guide to expert copywriting, a copywriting course presented by MicrowaveMoney.com, and you can do so by checking out the link in the description box below. If you like this video and you like the content, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give it a thumbs down and tell me why you didn't like it. I welcome information and discourse from all sources, not just people who love me, even though I make myself so easy to love. I don't know why you wouldn't. So with that, thank you so much for giving me your ear and spending some time with me. I look forward to seeing you in another video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.